Here we are, Tuesday, July 5th, 2016. I'm your host, Alex Jones. Dr. Jerome Corsi, best-selling author and researcher, will be joining us to discuss the shocking developments, which really aren't too shocking when you realize how corrupt this out-of-control bureaucracy and government is, and foreign interests that have hijacked the nation. He'll be discussing with us what just happened about 45 minutes ago or less. So that is the FBI director, Mr. Comey, coming out and saying there will not be any indictment. We're also going to have Roger Stone joining us with huge breaking news and Trump information. And we are also going to have a roundtable discussion with Jakari Jackson, Leanne McAdoo, and David Knight and myself from two of our studios here in Central Texas. But make no mistake, what you've seen happen is another signpost showing how deep we've gone down the rat hole. And this is really an arrogant declaration of independence against the rule of law.
Although there is evidence of potential violations of the statutes regarding the handling of classified information, our judgment is that no reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case. Prosecutors necessarily weigh a number of factors before deciding whether to bring charges. There are obvious considerations like the strength of the evidence, especially regarding intent. Responsible decisions also consider the context of a person's actions and how similar situations have been handled in the past. In looking back at our investigations into the mishandling or removal of classified information, we cannot find a case that would support bringing criminal charges on these facts.
General Petraeus and countless other cases. Here's the difference. When Colin Powell in 1991, 1992, right up till about 93 or so, when they left office, was doing this, email was brand new even in the executive branch of the government. Been around for decades in scientific circles. But it was a new thing. The rules and laws were developed after that, and by the 2008, 9s, 10s, they knew exactly what they were doing. That's why she was ordering them to cut the headers off of classified material. And she knew her servers were compromised. I guarantee you what this is them selling data. It's a Dropbox. And then she could just plausibly say, oh, I didn't know anybody was getting in there. It's better than going to the park and putting the briefcase, under the park bench, as countless spies have been caught doing, or leaving it in their trash, and then the spies come by and get it. She can try to deny what's happened. And it's Lynch meeting in secret with Clinton on the plane last week, and things like that really show the criminal intent. And there's clear charges that she's lied to federal officers. There's clear evidence that she has tried to deceive Congress. And the FBI director is clearly compromised and is clearly moving this country towards light-speed dictatorship, because the sky's the limit. Imagine if you're Hillary Clinton right now, what's going through your mind, that you can get away with anything. Now, in an earlier part of the press conference, he built up the criminal negligence. He built up how horrible it was. And a, quote, strong slap on the wrist is what CNN said. A strong slap on the wrist? Maybe if her constituents cared. But they love criminality by their own party. They love foreign interest in the Saudis giving her $100 million in Gulf states. They don't care they're throwing gays off buildings and chopping their heads off. It's not about that. It's about virtue signaling to each other that they're trendy and they're good and they care. The truth is they're a bunch of pirates that want to loot the middle class further and want more free goodies. And Hillary is promising her minions she will do that. Now, if the way Barack Obama treated black Americans, less visits to inner city areas, funding to actual programs that were helping inner city people being cut, black unemployment roughly doubling, and more than doubling the average unemployment growth that we saw here in the United States. So it's truly sickening. We've got that clip coming up and a lot more. It's a big broadcast today. We're also going to open the phones up so you can sound off and give us your take on the situation. I'm Alex Jones, Infowars.com. Crooked Hillary above the law. They've been running the clock on us. We've been hearing for a year that Comey is a tough guy and is going to indict Hillary. Because after all, they have to. Look what they did to Petraeus for far less. It's not just her engaged in espionage, putting classified material on a server, and then foreign donors giving her money to her foundation. That's what it was a Dropbox in my educated, researched view. The bottom line is she knew what she was doing, so regardless, it's espionage. Where are the espionage charges? Forget violating, the National Security Act or whatever. Forget violating a Secrecy Act with secret documents. That's bad enough. It's nothing compared to the willful intent of knowing you're on a compromised server and then lying to the public and saying she didn't have the server, or saying she didn't know it had been hacked, or saying it never had been hacked. Just a few months ago, our reporters talked to her on the campaign trail. She was still saying her servers weren't hacked when everyone knew a year ago they were. And now the FBI director's come out and said they were hacked. It was very frustrating watching the press conference because he says all the horrible things she's done, or he says a lot of it, and then he just says, by the way, we're not going to indict because no reasonable prosecutor could prosecute her with this information. What? Ladies and gentlemen, the lying to federal officers, the lying to Congress, changing her story so many times, it makes my head spin. You have her right there. And then you've got her getting money from third world dictators to then take restrictions off the State Department for technology and weapons transfers. That's a whole separate area. And the missile secrets in the 90s, the communist Chinese, on and on and on. Roger Stone's coming on about it today. We're going to repost the top of Infowars.com story he wrote for us exclusively for July 4th that gets into reminding folks the documented technology, the entire system, the miniaturization systems, the reentry systems, the multiple warhead targeting systems, the MIRV technology, the first stage boost technology, the second stage boost technology, the reentry technology, the GPS systems, everything. The entire shop of ICBM technology developed here in the United States. Second to none. The German technology we had and developed by the 60s is better than what the Russians have today, but all the designs were accidentally destroyed to a whole group of rockets, not just the Saturn series. And I don't want to digress, but this is the deliberate sabotage of this country. By the way, the Russians have the best super heavy boosters, but in a bunch of other classes, the United States had better ones. And the point is that we have to go to Russia now to get our boosters, and then what was left of our technology was given to the communist Chinese. I mean, this is just the most flagrant, over-the-top, ridiculous treason you could imagine. But I'm digressing. Today I want to talk about the crimes of Hillary Clinton, because of the court of public opinion. They may think they're above the law and declared independence against the people and against rule of law. But let me tell you something. You can't stop the court of public opinion. And you can't stop the American people across the board realizing that under this globalist economic system, we're being screwed over. And Obama was used as the leftist front to get that globalist corporatist agenda through. And now they're going to have the ridiculous stunt of a woman with her female running mate, is the word. And that half her cabinet will be women. This is a total stunt gimmick. Absolute, complete gimmick. And so we're going to get to hear that we're against women now because we're against this crime boss, Hillary Clinton. And she stole the nomination openly from Bernie Sanders, openly. And, of course, he rolled over. And just everything's being given to her because she is so incredibly compromised. And now there's new reports out. HUMA, Hillary flouted protocol, used burn bags to destroy documents prohibited by federal regulations and laws. Abedin also admitted to being aware of her obligation to delete federal records or destroy federal records. Again, aware of her obligation not to delete federal records, or destroy federal records. So they're all admitting that they broke the law now and saying that they were ordered to do this by Hillary. And it's like, it's okay. As long as you all say she ordered you to do it, she's above the law, so everybody gets a pass. So there's the headline. FBI recommends no charges against Clinton in email probe. I had Dan Bongino, senior retired Secret Service agent. And he's like, no, they're going to indict her. That's the word. No, they're not. Because we have the word directly from the highest levels. And we told you here last week that she would not be indicted with Larry Nichols and with others. And Trump, you notice, came out a day before anybody else did and said, the word is no indictment for crooked Hillary. Because don't think for a minute the average FBI agent and even senior people are not completely freaked out by this. This woman is completely, absolutely a total megalomaniac. In fact, I took an image of her today that really shows her evil, and I tweeted it out at Real Alex Jones. At least I was getting ready to when we were about to go live. I asked Don to do it. He's probably already done it. Can you guys go to my Twitter for TV viewers? I want to show folks the tweet I put out. And then I'm going to go to Trump's tweet and just read through these. And just imagine having this guy as president versus Hillary, who CNN had up there in a white outfit like she was a goddess, and then flared the iris up where she burns like a god, and they said, golden god. This is who the power structure wants. And because she will be like a god politically, when all these criminals get behind her and make her above the law, she can do anything she wants. And she said what that is. Start a bunch of wars, jack up taxes, come after our guns, go after bitter clingers. It's on. Let's go back to my Twitter, please. Real Alex Jones. Very evil image of Hillary. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Scroll back down. There you go. Look at that look on her face. If you're a radio listener, go to Real Alex Jones. By the way, it's come out that, Hillary has 90-something% fake Twitter followers, and so does Obama, and so does Michelle Obama. We don't have any fake followers. We don't want fake followers. I could go out and buy 10 million followers for like $20,000, and most of them aren't even real people, and then say how big I am on Twitter. Our 3 million people that follow us on Facebook, real. 400,000 people that follow us on Twitter, altogether it's about 1 million, real. But you do need to follow us there, because we were kind of late to the game getting into Twitter years ago, and it's important to be able to stay in contact with you on more platforms. But going back to the image that says it all, there's certainly a Ben Garrison image that says, I'm with her, the Grim Reaper, showing all the different wars she started and lied about. And then I see some leftists going, oh, but it was okay when George Bush did it. No, we were against that. The difference is Bush didn't actually openly aid ISIS and al-Qaeda to go in and overthrow Christian countries and our allies like Egypt, or double-cross Gaddafi and set him up, or double-cross Assad to try to put ISIS in that's, let's be conservative, 50 times worse than Assad. Overthrowing our 30-plus-year allies who were pro-Western and had brought real stability to Egypt. They overthrew them, and they blew up more than 300 churches and killed over 100,000 Christians. And the Egyptian military said, why are you backing ISIS and al-Qaeda? Before it was even known as ISIS. That's what our government did. That's who Hillary's behind. That's who she works with. That's who these people are. They are out to get us, folks. They're not playing games. They're bizarre. And Hillary's promising to go to the center if she gets elected. Bull. She is never going to stop. She is going to go for total broke once she's in office, and this is America's make it or break it time. And I'm here to tell you, everybody is going to rue the day that we didn't stop Hillary Clinton. I don't enjoy going up against a crime boss like her. I don't enjoy actually mobilizing people nationwide in something that is, at my level, a very dangerous exercise. I'm a father of 3. But I'm here to tell you, my children have no future in the long term if we don't turn this around, so I'm all in. And I know you're all in as well. And believe me, Bill Clinton looks like he's about to die any minute. Hillary Clinton looks completely mentally ill. Even if she gets into office, though, I think she'll end up collapsing or going insane or something, because she's definitely mentally ill. She's definitely on drugs. She's definitely burnt out. So don't worry. God works in mysterious ways. We've just got to do the right thing, and God will carry us the rest of the way with providence, because there's a lot of awakening happening right now. And who knows, they may bring Hillary in, and then the global collapse happens, and world government gets in more trouble. Look at the British exit and what's happening with 30 nations wanting to leave the euro right now. So, you know what? We just got to move forward, do the right thing. Justice be done, may the heavens fall. Now, I'm going to open the phones up, and I want first-time callers in the first round to be able to speak specifically to the non-indictment and where you think this is going. Do you think there'll be talk of other indictments? I think this shows the sky's the limit for the establishment. I think the show's a blank check, a declaration of independence against due process. But I want to know